Well, hello there, stitchy friends, and welcome. I finally made it back. Today is Monday, April the 27th, and I have so much to go over with you and to show you. So buckle up, get yourself some stitching, maybe a drink. Yeah. So I've been missing in action for 2 weeks. Now I'm back and I'm changing my day to a Monday because that works better for me. I like to start my stitching week on a Monday instead of me trying to, I don't know. I just found it challenging on a Wednesday for some reason. Okay, so I've already forgotten something. Today I have a list. And it's a big list. For me, it's a big list. So what are we doing today? So I want to welcome you all. I want to welcome back those that come back week after week. I do appreciate you coming back, and I love the comments that you leave. So yeah, keep them coming is what I say. And I do try to respond. Generally, I do respond, but I don't think I did in the last 2 weeks. Just so much going on. I'm supposed to be retired, but I don't know. Just the days disappear, and I don't know why. If somebody can let me know, I'd appreciate it. So today's theme, I have a theme. It's called Let's Get the Party Started. Yeah. So what we're going to start with is the whips I've been working on in the last couple of weeks. I haven't put in a lot of stitches in the last couple of weeks. I think I've had about just over 8,000 stitches or so. Let me see. I do have it written down. 8,444 stitches, which is not really a lot for me at all. So yeah, kind of lost my stitchy bug, and I was just kind of wandering around with my stitching. I didn't know really, I had no real direction. Well, I finally come up with a direction, so you need to buckle up for this one. So I'm going to go over my whips, and then I will go over my whip go numbers for May. And then I'm going to go into my big, awesome plans. Haha. And they are big. Don't fall over laughing, because yes, I probably will get overwhelmed, but I'm going to try not to. So let's get started. I am going to show you my whips in no particular order. They're not in the order that I stitched them in, even though this one I'm showing you now was the last one I stitched on yesterday. I'll give you a starting photo so you know where I started from. Yeah. So this is the Extraordinary Bird Cell with Lola Crow. That's as far as I had gotten, and I haven't worked on this since last year. I don't know if I have a finished picture. I might. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't want to look at that. Oh, there has to be a picture in here somewhere. Just bear with me. Oh, if I go to the bottom, maybe, where we're finished. Oh my goodness. Nope. Okay. The only thing I have to show you is the chart, and I can't do that. Oh. No. Okay. I can't show you. I'm sorry. Can't show you what it'll look like when it's finished. But this is being stitched on Frozen. I believe it's Frozen by Forbidden Fibre Company. And it is a 32 count linen. And what I worked on was this bird here. And believe it or not, that's 500 stitches in there. So that's what I have. So that's my first one. And I'll explain to you how I came about to be stitching on this one when I go over my big awesome plans. Because they are big, they're awesome to me. Yeah. So, okay. And the next one up I have is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to open the zips quietly. This one is, again, Forbidden Fibre Company. It is a 40 count. No, this can't. I don't think that's the right fabric. Hang on. No, it isn't. Okay. This one is being stitched on praline. It's a 36 count and it's from the Forbidden Fibre Company and it's called Consider the Lilies. If you've been around me for a while, you'll know that I do like huge projects. So these are all the called for overdyes that go with this fabric, like this. And I think I have a before photo. Just got to find it. Yep, there it is. Okay. So this is my starting point. And this is everything I've worked on in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, this is a huge piece of fabric, look. Anyway, that's the way it goes. I'm not altogether happy stitching on a 36 count because I find that one thread is not enough and 2 over 2 is too thick. So this is where I've got to. So I got more flowers in. But I do like it. The border's very pretty. Yeah. So I put 500 stitches into this one as well. That is my go-to number, is 500 for most things. Before I move on to another project. So this was part of my WIP Go for last month. I'm not going to do the zip up again. Just need to get it in its bag. Okay. I don't know why that one is in there. I should leave it out. Okay. What do I have next? Oh. I don't know if I've already shown you this. So this is bee hoop. I might not have shown you this. I might have shown it a friend that I was stitching with. So I had to do a bit of frogging with this one. And this fabric is, if I have a ticket for it, which I don't. I think it's called Ice Blue. And I think it's from Picture This Plus. It's a beautiful colour. So I had to do some frogging on this one. Because I made a mistake, obviously. But now everything is good to go. So when I started I had the bee in, and I'd done some of this, just this bit round here, and I'd made a mistake and all these leaves were off, so I had to frog it all out, restitch the leaves and restitch this ring around the top, all the way around, and then this is the bottom of the beehive. But I love the colour of this fabric, and I'm going to leave it out because I've ordered some more of this for another project, which I will let you know. You know what? I'm not with it today because I didn't put my threads in with Consider the Lilies, and that's where we start to lose things, isn't it? Okay. All right, so I need to put this to one side because I'm going to show you that again. All right, so the bee hoop got 500 stitches again. I did go a bit further with it. Okay, this next one is called Cat Lovers by Jardin Privé. It's a very cute chart. I have no idea what I'm stitching it on. Oh, I do. Actually, I do. I don't know the name of the fabric. It came in a kit, a dimensions kit that I bought at a garage sale, basically. And part of it was not good, and I cut it off. So it's like, it is an even weave, and it's cream. And let me see if I can find the before photo for you. Oh my goodness, shouldn't take so many photos. Okay, I don't think I have a before photo. Oh yeah. Okay, this was my starting point, and I put 500 stitches in this one. Okay. So I basically finished this motif off, this bit here, and then I started to fill in all of the blue. And I think I came down here and started that. But it's looking pretty good on this fabric. It's a cream even weave. I didn't want to just throw it out. It feels okay to stitch on. But yeah. So I used it for this project. And I don't think this is a huge project. This is 180 wide by 180 high. So I think here is the halfway point, and there are 3 more big motifs, 2 more big motifs below this one. So it's not a huge project. So that is that one, 500 stitches. I am at least consistent in that way. I'm not consistent in any other way. What do we have here? Okay, this is Star Dragon by Modern Folk Embroidery. And yeah, I don't have a starting picture on this one. No. When was that? Okay. Yeah, I don't have a starting picture of this one. And let me see if I can find you what the finished project will look like. In this one, again, I think this is the 36 count. Now, this is, who's it by? Owl Forest Embroidery, and they use their own threads. Now that looks really vibrant, and I really like the colours in that. However, I am not using their threads. I am using DMC, and this is, I bet this is a 40 count. It's either a 36 or a 40. I am terrible for writing down. I've put in 500 stitches in this, so I finished all the border around here. I think that's the right way up, or is it that way? No, that's the right way. I finished off here and I did this here. But I do this 1/2 full cross, obviously. But yeah, the colours seem to be flat to me. What do you think? They seem quite flat. So it kind of, it's not so great. So that's that one. I'm going to do the zip, trying to keep that quiet. And I have a new start. Let's see. And this one is called Cats in the Rain. And this is the picture here. And I got it quite a ways with the new start, and I just put 500 stitches in. But look, isn't that cute? Do I need something behind it? How about that? How's that look? Isn't that cute? I might have done more than 500 stitches on this one. It is just adorable. And yes, I have no idea what the fabric is. It's a linen. It could be platinum, but I don't know what brand, because this has a blue line in it. And those pros of you out there will, I know it's not Zweigart because that's orange, but I don't know what the other one is. So, yep. So that was a new start in the last couple of weeks. Don't know if I showed you that already. That's the problem, you know, when you don't do your video each week, you kind of lose the plot. Even though I write everything down, I didn't write down when I last filmed, and I'm not sure about that one. I got a few stitches in my Hockey Santa, my Prairie Schooler. Not many. So I stitch on this when I have a stitchy meet up with a group of ladies. We meet from 1 to 3, and there's just a lot of chat going on. And if any of you are watching, you know who I mean. So generally I put a few stitches in and then take most of them out because I've gone wrong. I wish I knew what this fabric was, because I would really like some more, but I have no idea. So here he is. This is the Hockey Santa. And what I worked on was some more of his coat and his green sack. So he's coming along. He's got to be done by Christmas. Don't know if that's going to be possible. Isn't that crazy? We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I only got about, I almost daren't say how many stitches I got done on this one. I got 64 stitches. Yay! And this last one is a new, well, it isn't my last one. I still have my Haid cell there. So this was a new start because it was a whip go call. And it is called Christmas in Wonderland, and the artwork is by Claudia McKinney, and it was charted by Charting Creations. And this is what I have. And yeah, my goal is to put 500 stitches into each project that I touch. So that it's not a massive start, but it is a start. And I'm sorry for the hanging threads. And there's a lot of blue. Well, there's a lot of blue in the whole chart. And there we go. My full coverages, the majority of my full coverages are 25 count, and I stitch 1/1 full cross. As if I'm going to live forever. I have to laugh because you don't know what's coming up next. And you'll be falling off your chairs with laughing. So, I've got this last one. And this one is the Haid Sal, the Wise and the Brave. Okay. And picture of the finished. Here it is in all its magnificent glory. And so I put roughly 200 stitches a day in this one. And I've put in the last 2 weeks, 2,100, almost 2,200 stitches. Oh, okay. What am I going to do with that? Okay, just bear with me a second. I've got threads all over the place. But this is where I'm at with him. So this here is going to be the robin. I'm dying to get into the robin. So I missed one day of stitching on him, and a few of the other days I didn't even get anything close to 200 stitches. I kind of lost my mojo a little bit. Anyway, so what next? Well, I have to turn to my other notes, which are very long. Just make sure. Right. So first of all, what I'm going to do is go over the whip go numbers. I'll show you my whip go board. Ooh. Oops, that was nearly a catastrophe. Okay. Here is my whip go board. So basically, I have 2 whip go boards in one. So this colour is for full coverage, And the yellowish one is for a more general width. Actually, I think they're all samplers. So this, for May, it is number 15 and number 18. So I'll pull those off. 15 and 18. And yeah, I'm just going to pause you 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So 15 for me was Lady Godiva and Charlotte Warrington. So this is Lady Godiva. This was charted by Charting Creations, and the artwork is by John Collier. The reason I'm stitching a naked lady is because she comes from my hometown, and so I had to stitch her. And this is where I'll be starting this month. So 500 stitches will go into her, and I'm going to carry on across here. I'm doing the typewriter method by Stitching Mommy, but I often part my threads, or I'll run the thread out, so I might go below the line. I haven't, not below the line in the next block, and I haven't on this one, but I think I will do more of that. It's going to take me a while to get all the way across. This is how wide it is, 3 inches off there. So I've got a ways to go. And that's okay. I don't mind. I just enjoy stitching. So it's however long it takes. The next one on the whip go for number 15 is Charlotte Warrington. This is a Needleworks Press project. So Charlotte Warrington, 1838. I don't think this gives it justice, really. I'm stitching this on. I got the kit. I think this is 40 count hog's bristle. Here's the ticket. No, it's not. It's 36 count again. Doing the DMC version. It's Hog's Bristle by Fox and Rabbit. Oh, don't know what it is with me and 36 count. Anyway, this will be my starting point, and I'll be putting in another 500 stitches, but it is looking pretty good. I don't think I might, because it's such a tight weave, it doesn't feel like a 36 count, it feels a lot tighter than that. So I think the coverage is doing really well. Yeah, there you go. Isn't it pretty? So yeah, these are the DMC colors. I'm trying to just, I know I said at the beginning of the year I'm not buying anything, and then I went ahead and bought I bought the Alice in Wonderland chart. I bought some charts from from Market, but I'm not buying any more. I will just buy fabric or thread, what I need for things that I have in the house. Not buying any more. Okay, and the next number on Whip Go for me is number 18, and The first one up is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. And this one, so I've done the whole of the top row thus far, and I'm starting on the second row, even though I've made a mistake on the last page on the top row, but I'm just going to stitch across and then work it out when I get there. But this is looking absolutely amazing. I'll just show you where I'll be starting from. So I'll be starting in this area here, going across. It's kind of hard, it's a big piece. This is being stitched on a 28 count Lugana, and this is what I have thus far. And I'm stitching it with a sulky thread, a 12 weight sulky thread. And I love it. This is I think I started it in November of 22. Could have been 23. I did go crazy in 22 because I just discovered floss tube and that you could actually have more than one project. Isn't that the downfall of most of us, especially those of us on floss tube? Who would have thought that you could have more than one project? I did not know that. All right, the next up for my whip go numbers is the Nutcracker. Let's see if I can find that. I have to take my glasses off almost. Oh, I can see now. Come on. There he is. The Nutcracker is by Artisy, and I'm stitching this one, I think it's 2/1 full cross on a 20 count. Not my favorite fabric, but here he is. He is just gorgeous. And I will show you where I'll be starting from. This 20 count fabric feels almost plastic to me. Okay, so this is what I've done thus far on him, and now I'm going to start to just go all the way across until I reach the other side and do, you know, block, a 10 by 10 block, and go all the way across and then go row by row down, using the Stitching Mommy's method. So it'll be exciting to get some stitches into him because he really needs it. And what next? Yeah, so my Haid Sal. So these are, now I'm going into plans. And you need to hold on to your seats for this one, I believe. So I'm going into plans. So my Haid Sal, the Wise and the Brave, that will get 200 stitches a day. I will be starting back with this one. This is as a daily stitch because he's been neglected, or she has been neglected. Let me find the photo to remind you of this one. This is Better to See You With. I call her Red. Isn't that gorgeous? This one is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio, and I have no idea who the artist is. But this is my biggest chart. Yeah. And I just clicked it off. Okay. This is a bit wobbly. So this is where I'm at with this one. I'm working my way across to the other side. Whoop. Okay, haven't made it yet to the other side, not by a long way. But that will be my starting point. So in theory, I should get 700 stitches in that one by the time I see you next week. But there's a lot of caveats to that. We shall see. Okay, so what am I planning to do? So what I'm planning to do is, for my full coverage whips, I have put them on a tiny decisions wheel. Hang on, let me show you this one. These are all the full coverage whips that I have. So I will spin the wheel once a week. In fact, I'll spin it now so we can see. And what is this one? Oh, Grace, in the arms of Grace. So I'll try and get 500 stitches into that one. And then, so twice a month, I'm going to have a new start. And one of them will be full coverage new start. And the other one will be just a regular project new start. So for the month of May, I'll spin the wheel. Oh, so the mini sunflower house, I guess I should show you a photo of that one. And I don't even know where that one is. It's a heaven and earth design. And of course I haven't started it, so please bear with me. Here it is. Okay, it's called Mini Sunflower Cottage, and it's by Donna Gelsinger. I think you may have seen this around. So that will be my full coverage new start for this month. My plan is, if I can go back to my full coverage whips. So I have Whip Go, where there's 2 full coverages for the month of May in there. So this would be an extra full coverage. I should be able to do this. May will be a bit tricky because I'm going away for 2 weeks. So, yeah. So each time, if I have time, I will spin the wheel for another full coverage. And in any other given month, from June onwards, I may be able to get maybe more than 1 a week, but a few a month at least. But the new starts will just be 1 of each area, 1 full coverage and 1 what I deem as a regular chart. So that's that. And then I have what I'm doing with my other whips, my regular whips. I'm going through them in an alphabetical rotation, but I'll just take 1 of each letter and move all the way through the alphabet and then start over again. Everything gets 500 stitches, and I've already started the alphabetical rotation on my whips. And so today I will be starting with Folk Flowers. And do I have that? I did have that. I will show it you next week because I'm cognizant of this video is getting longer. So then I will start that and I'll work on that today, hopefully, and work on it until I get my 500 stitches, and then I'll move into the next letter. And then the new starts in this category. So my two categories, regular charts, it could be samplers or anything, and full coverage. So those are the two categories that I have. So what I'll be starting in my new starts on the regular category is Autumn Town. And I didn't get that out, but I will show you when I've worked on it. How about that? Yeah. So, and then the other plan is I'm going to take part in the Giro d'Italia. It's a bike race. And so you put in the stitches for however many kilometers they cycle per day. This starts on May the 8th. I did this last year and I managed to finish a project using this idea. And so I'm going to work on Link, which I thought I pulled him out. Maybe not. I don't know where he is. I have everything all over the place here. So I'm going to work on Link, which is a chart of the video character Link, and it's for my grandson. So I want to try and get that finished. So if I participate in the whole of the race, that will be 3,600 stitches put into him. And he may be finished, I don't know, but he'll be close. So that will be a good thing. So that's that. So I have my Haid cell of 200 stitches. I have my red, my Better to See You With Red Riding Hood, 100 stitches a day. I have 4 whip goes that have to be completed in May, and those are each 500 stitches. And then I have the new starts, 2 new starts, 500 stitches. And then I'm going to pause you and come back with the next thing, which is a big thing, actually. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. So my last in my plans, which will be starting on May the 18th, is to start 9, I don't know whether to pick them out randomly, but 9 of these. This is Christmas Village by Mill Hill. This has been hanging around for so long. That's not all of them. I have 20 of them. Actually, I have 22. But 2 of them I'm thinking of giving away. They're both the same, and I'm going to give them away. And one day when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will give both of those away. And I'm going to put them on this, I think it's Ice Blue by Picture This Plus. It is winging its way to me. I've ordered a whole yard of this. And what I'll do is I'll find a snowflake that I can put around as a border. And then, yeah, and I'm going to do this. This is how I plan on doing these. So I'm going to do the temperature stitching that was developed by Siski Stitches. I believe it was Siski. And so these, I'm going to pick out 9, and they are going to have a number allocated to them, 0 through 9. and I am going to put either one length of thread or 100 stitches in whenever the number is called. Depending on how my week is going or how my day is going will determine whether it's 100 stitches or one length of thread. But I thought if I don't start them, it's never going to be finished, or I won't have any enjoyment in stitching them. So that's my plans. They are a crazy amount of plans because there's 20 of these. I can tell you, in the alphabetical rotation for new starts, I have 32 in there. And for my wheel for full coverage new starts, I have, let me see, have everything written down. I have 14 in there, and I do know I have another full coverage coming. Yeah, I'm not telling you how many whips I already have, but I could end up with a lot of whips this year, and I don't mind. I don't care. I probably will get overwhelmed at some point, but I want to try and touch every whip that I have. I'm going to do my best to do that, and then we'll see how that worked out for me for next year. But yeah, these buttons and beads, so the plan is to get 9 finished and then do another round of temperature stitching and get another 9 started and finished. So yeah, so what do you think? Do you think I'm completely crazy? I think I'm crazy, but it's fun, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have fun with my stitching, and I wanted to start things that I already have kitted up. And there are so many things that I want to stitch. Yeah, and that's when I feel overwhelmed, because there are so many things that I want to stitch. Things that I bought at market this year. I like the Stacy Nash, the little animals, and I'd like to stitch those. I'd like to stitch ornaments. Yeah. So there we have it. That's all I have for you for this week. I will see you next week, and you will find out how I got on, because next Tuesday, I think, if that's the 5th of May, I'll be going away for 2 weeks. And then I have to figure out what projects I'm going to take with me. So that will be fun. But meet me back here next Monday and see how my week went. I hope your week goes really well. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw today, and if you want to come along on a crazy trip, and subscribe. Then you can follow me and see how I do throughout the rest of this year. So have a happy week, a great stitchy week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.